You have been fed a lie so comfortable that you have built your entire identity around it. The lie is that permission precedes power. You believe that to build an empire, to master a craft, or to lead men, you must first be anointed by an institution. You need the degree, you need the certification, you need the stamp of approval from a system that was designed to produce workers, not rulers. But look at the men who actually hold the keys to the world. Look at the men who alter the trajectory of history. They do not have credentials. They have capabilities. They did not wait to be taught. They took knowledge like a thief in the night. The common belief is that the self-taught man is at a disadvantage. That he is scrappy but lacks the polish and foundation of the educated elite. This is the exact opposite of the truth. The academic is a domesticated animal. He has been trained to solve problems that already have answers. The self-taught man is a feral predator. He thrives in the unknown. He does not learn to pass a test. He learns to survive, to conquer, and to kill the competition. In a world that is becoming increasingly chaotic, the man who relies on a syllabus is obsolete. The man who can teach himself anything is a god. You are watching this because you feel a disconnect. You have followed the rules, or maybe you dropped out because the rules felt like a suffocating cage. You sense that the education you were sold is not a ladder but a treadmill. You are right. There is a hidden curriculum that the self-taught understand. A set of psychological laws that allow them to bypass the gatekeepers and seize the throne. The system hates them because it cannot control them. By the end of this video, you will understand why the expert is dying and why the outlier who learns in the shadows is the only one who will survive the future. But you must listen with a dangerous level of focus. Because we are not talking about reading books. We are talking about rewiring your mind for total intellectual sovereignty. Phase 1, the trap of the just-in-case mindset. The fundamental flaw of institutional learning is that it operates on just-in-case information. You spend 16 years of your life memorizing facts, formulas, and theories just in case you might need them someday. You are a hard drive being filled with data you did not choose for a purpose you do not understand. This creates a psychological state of passivity. You sit, you listen, you absorb, you regurgitate, you are fed. The self-taught man operates on just-in-time information. He does not learn linear history because a teacher told him to. He learns the history of banking because he is trying to protect his wealth right now. He does not learn coding syntax to pass an exam. He learns it because he has an idea that keeps him awake at night and he needs to build it tonight. This difference is not just about efficiency. It is about emotional voltage. When you learn something because you need it to survive or to win, the knowledge is seared into your neural pathways. It is not stored in your short-term memory. It is welded to your identity. Look at Frederick Douglass. He was born a slave. For him, literacy was not a subject in school. It was a crime. It was a weapon. The law forbade him from reading because his masters knew a terrifying truth. A man who can read can think, and a man who can think cannot be enslaved. Douglass didn't learn to read to get a job. He learned to read to steal his own soul back. He tricked neighborhood white children into teaching him letters. He scavenged for scraps of newspaper in the gutter. Compare that hunger to the modern university student, bored out of his mind in a $50,000 lecture hall, scrolling on his phone. Who do you think is going to win? The student views learning as a chore. The autodidact views learning as a heist. He is breaking into the vault of human knowledge to take what he needs to build his weapon. If you want to rule your world, you must stop acting like a student. Stop asking what should I learn and start asking what is the obstacle in front of me and what knowledge destroys it. Shift from accumulation to execution. The world is full of educated failures who know everything but do nothing. They are beasts with information but starving for wisdom. Be the hunter. Eat only what you kill. Phase 2. The myth of the well-rounded man. Society tells you to be well-rounded. Schools force you to study a little bit of everything so you can be a competent citizen. This is a strategy for mediocrity. Robert Greene in his analysis of mastery reveals that the most powerful figures in history were not balanced. They were lopsided. They were obsessed. They ignored 99% of the world to dominate the 1% that mattered to them. The self-taught man has the audacity to be ignorant. He does not care about being cultured or well-read in the eyes of the elites. He cares about being lethal in his chosen domain. He ignores the canon. He ignores the bestseller list. He ignores the news. He creates a tunnel vision so intense that it burns through the noise. Think of Michael Faraday. He is perhaps the greatest experimental physicist in history. He discovered electromagnetic induction. Without him, you have no electric motors, no power grid, no modern world. But Faraday was the son of a blacksmith. He had no formal education. He knew no advanced mathematics. In the eyes of the scientific aristocracy of the 19th century, he was a nobody, a servant. But because he was not indoctrinated by the rigid mathematical dogmas of the universities, he visualized physics differently. He didn't see equations. He saw lines of force. He saw invisible fields filling the space. While the experts were trapped in their formulas, Faraday was playing with magnets in a basement, guided by pure, unadulterated intuition. His ignorance of tradition was his greatest asset. He didn't know what was impossible, so he did it. You are paralyzed because you are trying to be good at everything. You are trying to please the invisible teacher. You are worried about your gaps in knowledge. Embrace the gaps. The self-taught man is a specialist in his own curiosity. He dives so deep into a rabbit hole that he comes out the other side with diamonds that the generalist will never find. Stop apologizing for what you don't know. The goal is not to be an encyclopedia. The goal is to be a laser. A laser is a weak light concentrated into a single point until it cuts through steel. Be the laser. Phase 3, the immunity to authority. Here is the darkest truth about the educational system. It is not designed to make you smart. It is designed to make you compliant. Every time you raise your hand to ask to go to the bathroom, you are being conditioned. Every time you wait for a bell to ring to dismiss you, you are being trained. Every time you write an essay to please the specific political bias of your professor, you are learning how to be a prostitute for validation. You are learning that truth comes from authority. The self-taught man knows that truth comes from reality. When Elon Musk decided he wanted to go to Mars, he didn't enroll in a PhD program at MIT. He didn't ask NASA for permission. He borrowed textbooks on rocketry and propulsion. He sat in front of engineers and grilled them until they were exhausted. He learned the first principles of physics, not to pass a test, but to build a metal tube that wouldn't explode. If Musk had gone through the traditional system, he would have been taught industry standards. He would have been taught that reusable rockets are impossible. He would have been taught to wait for government funding. The self-taught mind is dangerous because it does not respect the way things are done. It only respects physics and economics. It looks at a system and asks why is it this way instead of saying this is how it is. This is what Malcolm Gladwell touches on when he discusses outliers. It's not just about 10,000 hours of practice. It's about 10,000 hours of deliberate self-directed struggle. It is the struggle that builds the callus. When you teach yourself, you have no one to blame when you fail. There is no bad teacher, no unfair exam, no noisy classroom. There is only you and the material. This forces you to develop an internal locus of control that is terrifying to the average person. The average man needs a boss to tell him what to do. He needs a syllabus to tell him what to learn. He needs a chart to tell him where he stands. The self-taught man is his own boss, his own teacher, and his own judge. He has killed the need for external validation. And when you no longer need the world to tell you that you are good, you become impossible to manipulate. You become a glitch in the matrix of competence. You are the anomaly. You are the one who looks at the CEO, the professor, the president, and sees them not as superiors but as peers or obstacles. Phase 4, the feedback loop of pain. In school, failure is a permanent mark. You get an F. It goes on your record. It signals that you are lesser. So, you learn to avoid failure. You learn to play it safe. You learn to memorize the answer key rather than understand the problem. In the real world, the world of the self-taught, failure is not a grade. It is data. The self-taught man learns through a process of rapid, painful feedback loops. He tries, he fails, he hurts, he adjusts, he tries again. This is the scientific method applied to the self. Consider the mechanic who learned by fixing broken engines in the mud. He knows the sound of a dying piston, not because he read about it, but because he spent 3 days stranded on the side of the road when he ignored it last time. That knowledge is visceral. It is bloody. The educated man treats knowledge as abstract. The self-taught man treats knowledge as a contact sport. This is why self-taught coders often outperform computer science graduates. The graduate knows the theory of algorithm. The self-taught coder knows what happens when the server crashes at 3 a.m. on Black Friday. He has the scars. The outlier invites this pain. He knows that confusion is the sweat of learning. If you are not confused, you are not learning. You are just reviewing what you already know. Most people stop when they hit the wall of "I don't understand." They say "I'm not good at math" or "I'm not a creative person." They look for an expert to save them. The self-taught man hits the wall and starts clawing at the mortar. He watches the YouTube video at 0.5 times speed. He reads the forum post from 2008. He experiments until something breaks and then he fixes it. This high pain tolerance for intellectual confusion is the superpower. While your competitors are waiting for a course to be released, you are stumbling through the darkness, bruising your shins, and finding the light switch yourself. By the time they finish the intro module, you have already built the prototype. Speed is a byproduct of the refusal to wait for instruction. Phase 5, the synthesis of the forbidden. Here is where the self-taught man becomes truly dangerous. He does not respect the artificial boundaries between subjects. In the university, knowledge is segregated. The economist does not talk to the psychologist. The artist does not talk to the engineer. They are kept in silos, specialized and sterile. They are taught that X has nothing to do with Y. But in the real world, everything is connected to everything. The self-taught man is a polymath by necessity. Because he is solving real problems, he realizes that to build a great business, he cannot just be a business major. He must be a designer, a negotiator, a coder, and a psychologist all at once. He synthesizes fields that the experts think are unrelated. Look at Steve Jobs, a college dropout. He didn't take computer science classes. He sat in on calligraphy classes. He learned about serif and sans serif typefaces. To a practical person, this was a waste of time. It had no ROI. But when he built the Macintosh, he didn't just build a computer. He built the first computer with beautiful typography. He combined technology with liberal arts. He merged the hard with the soft. The engineers at IBM couldn't do this. They were too educated in engineering. They saw the computer as a calculator. Jobs saw it as a bicycle for the mind. The self-taught man creates a category of one. If you compete in a predefined category like accountant or lawyer, you are a commodity. You are competing with millions of others who read the same books and passed the same tests. You are replaceable. But if you combine accounting with dark psychology, if you combine law with storytelling, suddenly you are a ghost. You are invisible to the competition because they don't even know what game you are playing. You must become a chimera, a monster made of different parts. Read philosophy to understand strategy. Read biology to understand markets. Read history to understand crypto. The expert stays in his lane. The ruler owns the highway. Phase 6, the imposter advantage, the chip on the shoulder. There is a psychological fuel that burns hotter than passion. It is the feeling of being an outsider. The credentialed man feels entitled. He has the paper. He believes the world owes him a salary, a title, and respect. He relaxes. He gets comfortable. He stops hunting because he thinks he has already eaten. The self-taught man always feels like a fraud. He knows he skipped the line. He knows he didn't pay the toll. He walks into the boardroom or the laboratory and thinks "I don't belong here." Most people tell you to cure imposter syndrome. I am telling you to weaponize it. That anxiety, that fear of being exposed, that is your edge. It keeps you awake at 3 a.m., double-checking your work while the MBA is sleeping. It makes you over-prepare. It makes you obsessive. Abraham Lincoln had less than 1 year of formal schooling. He was a frontier lawyer who taught himself by reading Blackstone's commentaries by candlelight. When he arrived in Washington, he was surrounded by men from Harvard and Yale, men who spoke Latin, men who had pedigrees. Do you think Lincoln felt confident? No. He felt a deep, crushing melancholy. He felt inadequate. But that inadequacy drove him to outwork every single one of them. He didn't rely on prestige. He relied on logic so sharp and language so simple that he dismantled his opponents before they realized they were bleeding. The imposter is the only one who checks the exits when he enters a room. The legitimate man assumes he is safe. Use your insecurity. Let it drive you to a level of competence that makes the credentials irrelevant. When you are self-taught, you cannot hide behind a degree. Your work is naked. It must be undeniably good. As Cal Newport argues, you must become so good they can't ignore you. There is no safety net for you. If you fail, you don't fall back on your resume. You fall into the abyss. And that is why you will fly. Phase 7, the death of the gatekeeper. For centuries, the gatekeepers held the keys. If you wanted to learn the secrets of the universe, you had to join the priesthood. If you wanted to learn the law, you had to join the guild. If you wanted to learn science, you had to join the university. They created a scarcity of information to maintain a monopoly on power. They charged you a fortune for access. That world is dead. It was murdered by the internet. Today, the entirety of human knowledge, the lectures of MIT, the code of Google, the philosophy of Plato is available for free in your pocket right now. The barrier to entry has dropped to zero. This should liberate everyone. But instead, it has paralyzed the masses. Why? Because when the cage door is opened, the bird that has been captive its whole life is too terrified to fly. The average person is drowning in information but starving for wisdom. They use this godlike access to watch cat videos and argue with strangers. They are paralyzed by the paradox of choice. Without a syllabus, they don't know what to click. This is your opportunity. The gatekeepers are gone, but the illusion of the gatekeeper remains. Most people are still waiting to be picked. They are waiting to be discovered. They are sending out resumes hoping someone gives them permission to work. Stop waiting. The self-taught man realizes that permission is a relic of the past. You do not need a publisher to write a book. You do not need a studio to make a movie. You do not need a venture capitalist to build a product. You need a connection to the internet and a ruthless ability to focus. The education of millionaires is not a mystery. It is a decision. It is the decision to look at the open door and walk through it while everyone else is standing around waiting for a tour guide. We are entering the age of the sovereign individual. The economy is shifting from credentials to proof of work. Can you do the thing? I don't care if you learned it at Harvard or in a basement in Kyrgyzstan. Can you code the app? Can you close the deal? Can you cure the patient? If the answer is yes, you win. If the answer is no, your degree is just a receipt for money you wasted. Phase 8, the rate of decay, surviving the future. The final reason the self-taught will rule is simple speed. The world is changing faster than the curriculum can be written. By the time a university designs a course on artificial intelligence, gets it approved by the dean, and prints the textbooks, the technology is already obsolete. The professor is teaching you the history of the future, not the reality of it. If you rely on institutional learning, you are always fighting the last war. You are learning tactics that worked 10 years ago. The self-taught man operates in real time. He sees a new tool, an AI agent, a crypto protocol, a marketing algorithm, and he learns it that afternoon. He implements it that evening. He profits from it the next morning. He is a speedboat turning in circles around the Titanic. In a world of exponential change, what you know matters less than how fast you can learn. The static knowledge of a degree has a half-life of about 5 years. The dynamic meta-skill of self-education lasts forever. You are building a mind that is anti-fragile. When the economy crashes, the specialist panics because his one skill is no longer needed. The autodidact adapts. He sheds his old skin. He learns the new game. He survives. This is the ultimate security. Not a piece of paper, but the confidence that no matter what happens, no matter what technology emerges, no matter what industry collapses, you can figure it out. So where does this leave you? It leaves you with a choice that is both terrifying and liberating. You can continue to wait. You can continue to believe that you are missing something because you didn't follow the traditional path. You can continue to let the imposter syndrome paralyze you. Or you can realize that the game has changed. The era of the credentialed elite is ending. The era of the ruthless autodidact is beginning. The world belongs to the obsessed. It belongs to the curious. It belongs to the men who do not need permission to become great. You have the Library of Alexandria in your pocket. You have the tools of creation at your fingertips. The only thing missing is the will. Do not ask for a map. Maps are for tourists. You are an explorer. Draw your own map. Burn the ships and learn what you need to survive on the new continent. But be warned, once you step off the path, you are alone. There is no alumni network for the self-made. There is no reunion. There is only the silence of your own mind and the results of your own hands. You will be misunderstood. You will be underestimated. You will be mocked by those who are still asleep in the system. Let them sleep. While they dream of safety, you will be waking up to power. The question is not can you learn it? The question is, are you brave enough to learn it alone? If this opened your eyes, understand this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I cannot upload for everyone. There are aspects of dark psychology that I simply cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without being censored or demonetized. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. Those exist behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't. But if you want what's hidden, click the join button and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive uncensored videos that dive into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't. That's the point.